What led to the death of General Sani Abacha, Nigeria's most wicked military ruler to ever live? This video will show you the mysteries, the theories, and what really happened concerning Abacha's death. Abacha died on June 8, 1998 in Aso Rock, the presidential villa at Abuja. He died as Nigeria's military head of state. But what really happened? The official version released by the Nigerian government said that General Sani Abacha died of a sudden heart attack in the early hours of Monday, June 8, 1998. He was reportedly at his residence within the presidential villa in Abuja and died suddenly while sitting with his aides. Shortly after his death, his body was rushed to Kano State, where he was buried the same day, according to Islamic rites. No autopsy was performed, no public investigation, no clear medical report, just secrecy. But that's not the whole story. Here's what really might have happened. Multiple insiders, military officers, intelligence personnel, and journalists over the years have offered more revealing and conflicting details. Let's explore the most credible insider account and then discuss the theories. The most credible insider account that is widely accepted in military circles was the one by Major Hamza al-Mustafa, Abacha's then chief security officer, and the other top aides who were present. On the night of June 7, 1998, General Abacha was at the presidential villa in Abuja. He had received a group of Indian visitors alleged to be herbalists or spiritualists. Some say they were women, others say they were security-friendly guests. Shortly after midnight or early morning, he began to feel ill. He was sweating, coughing, and in clear distress. His security aides were panicking and called for the State House doctor, who tried emergency resuscitation. But within minutes, he slumped, became cold, and died, still in the company of the visitors. By early morning, his body was wrapped and the news was kept from the public, while top military men planned a transition. Abacha collapsed mysteriously after meeting his Indian guest and died within hours. No gunshots, no assassination as in a coup, but no medical reason either. But why the suspicion? Here's what doesn't add up. He was healthy the day before. He had attended a function in Gwarimpa. He was just 54 years old. No public sign of illness. No autopsy was conducted. The body was buried within hours. A swift Islamic burial, or was it a quick cover-up? Three top sources that were security officers claimed he died after drinking tea or eating an apple offered by one of the visitors. Now, what are the major theories behind Abacha's death? The first and the most popular theory was that Abacha was poisoned, possibly by Western intelligence agencies or foreign powers who wanted to end his brutal regime, especially after the execution of Ken Saro-Wiwa and 9 others, and also to stabilize Nigeria before it collapsed into civil unrest, or probably to stop him from declaring himself a civilian president in the 1998 elections, which he had already forced the 5 political parties to adopt him. And what was the evidence? Abacha's rapid collapse. Foreign leaders immediately supported the new military leader, who was Abdusalami Abubakar, and the recovery of Abacha's loot began quickly after his death. So, was this possibly a deal? The second theory is the poisoned apple or tea from Indian prostitutes or women of easy virtue. A widely believed version in Nigeria says that Abacha died while entertaining 2 Indian or Arab prostitutes or his women of easy virtue, and that he was poisoned via an apple or drugged tea. Now, this spread because he had an account, of visiting mysterious spiritual guests, and multiple accounts confirmed the presence of unofficial visitors that night. The apple poisoning was even mentioned by Abacha's former ADC. While this sounds sensational, it reflects the military's Ush culture and how death by sexual compromise often gets weaponized in politics. The third version is the internal assassination, that is, coup by poison. Some believe that his inner circle, especially those that were tired of his increasing paranoia and repression, arranged his quiet death. The motive was Abacha was planning to succeed himself as civilian president, cutting many officers out of power. He had jailed too many powerful men as well, men like Obasanjo, Yaradua, and even MKO Abiola. And then Nigeria was also facing diplomatic isolation. And what was this method? A close aide or cook could have poisoned him at a meal. There are whispers of collusion between military insiders and foreign actors as well. Abacha was last seen alive on June 7, 1998, and he died on early June 8 around 6 a.m. His body was flown to Kano State at 10 a.m. and afternoon prayers were made the same day, as well as his burial. The announcement was only made public after military consensus and transition was arranged. Now, this is what we know for certain. Abacha died suddenly and mysteriously. There was no medical report or autopsy that was released, and the Nigerian government never investigated it transparently. And all known eyewitnesses gave vague or conflicting details, and his death opened the door to Nigeria's return to democracy. General Sani Abacha lived in silence, operated through shadows, and ruled with fear. His death followed that same pattern: sudden, secretive, and suspicious. Whether he was poisoned by enemies, or he was tricked by guests, or betrayed by allies, the full truth about his death may never be officially confirmed. But his passing away marked a turning point in Nigeria's history. It broke the spell of dictatorship and pushing the country, however imperfectly, back to civilian rule.